Okay, guys, welcome back to the Talking News. And I told you guys that we would talk about this. Andreen McDonald's husband got out of jail yesterday. Andreen's been missing for a while now. There's no clues as to where she's at. And many of the public people out there, they are following this story very closely. And everybody wants to know, where is Andreen McDonald? And a lot of people are completely devastated that he was able to get out of jail. But as you watch this calm man walk out of the jailhouse yesterday, it's hard to imagine him being a murderer. And some of the people, what they had to say on the comments on the video yesterday I posted was, wow, this girl didn't deserve this. And her family should never have been going through the pain for their loved one. Other people were just curious as to the way he just had no emotion. He looks psychotic. Those eyes, oh my God. He got rid of her, and he shall have a tough time resting and finding peace. Karma works, so what goes around comes around. God does not sleep. I hope she will be found soon. Another one says, oh dear Lord, no, no, no. Who knows all the people at his house, and he's at the gun shop? All of that ammo, he could have been heading back there. So, and then you had that comment where they was telling Levy good work, because this is his video you're looking at. But, all these people are very concerned as, what his motive was. They're devastated that he could actually do something like this, and how he can walk around acting like he didn't. And one of the other concerns, which is one of my concerns, is the fact that he was at the gun shop. He was purchasing a gun, and according to authorities in the affidavit, he was getting quite a bit of ammo. Okay, guys, but what I'm having trouble with is the fact that when I look at this couple, I see, they were a perfect couple in my eyes. I mean, they seem like a lot of fun. The videos you look back on, they look like they just were silly in love. And you have to ask yourself, how do you go from that to where we are today, where he is, he's not able to see his daughter. He says he loves his daughter, but yet he doesn't come clean if, in fact, he did, murder his wife. That's got to be devastating to think that the one person you love most in your life, and you've taken everything away from her. So I try to put myself in those shoes and think, if I were him, what would I do? Well, I'm sure at first I would be scared to death to face the consequences. But I think later, if I truly love my kids, that would be the right thing to do, was to come forward and face the reality, and serve the time. We're finding out that they did have a lot of domestic violence in their marriage. This isn't something new to them. And I think maybe possibly that night just went out of control, and it just got out of hand. And unfortunately, it seems like their daughter's seen it. And then if you look at the evidence, even if you were on Andre's side and say, well, we don't want to believe that he actually did this, there is a possibility it's somebody else. The evidence weighs against him. So, he had, whether it was a distraction or not, he had cuts on his fingers. He had this kill kit. He had all this questionable stuff going on inside his house. His actions were strange. Everything just didn't equal up. And a lot of people have the question, who say, well, can he be prosecuted without a body? And yes, they can, if the police are smart enough to put the case together in the right way. And I have to tell you, they didn't start off too great with just tampering with evidence. But then again, maybe their strategy might be that make him think that they don't have much. Who knows? So when I talk to other people and I ask them, I say, what do you think? And a lot of people believe that, he just didn't love her anymore. He had filed for divorce, what was it? I'm trying to remember, 2017. I might be wrong on that, guys. I don't have my papers in front of me right now. So they believe that, he was with her for one reason, and that was for the money part of it. Supposedly, she was the one that was making all the money. And he knew if he divorced her, that obviously he wasn't going to get any of the businesses or anything, because she actually worked hard on them and built them up herself. Some people believe that since he was a cyber warfare specialist, he could, get into the dark web, is what they call it, and he's able to hack into messages and things like this, and probably they think that he discovered she was having an affair or something like that. But that is just hearsay. It's just talking. There is nothing like that at all. And to be honest with you, the area that this story hit hardest was Jamaica. Jamaica is in a uproar about this story. I mean, they're very fascinated by this story. They're shocked that this could have happened to such a perfect couple. But then again, aren't we all? So what the sad part about this story is this. You've got a lot of people out there volunteering their time. They're out there searching, trying to find Andreen McDonald. They've had nothing. They've had no clues, not one little smidget of hair. People like the Team Savage I was telling you about on the video I uploaded yesterday. You need to check that out. And, as time passes on, it's going to be harder and harder to find evidence. And what people are shocked about on this part of the story is the fact that, he didn't have that long to get rid of Andreen's body if she is dead. So he mentions that they got into a fight that night, Thursday night. And here we come into Friday. The police are knocking at the door at 1 o'clock. I think the most important information that police might have is, where did he go right before he returned back home at 1 o'clock the next day? But one thing police need to keep in mind is he can spoof being a cyber warfare tech or engineer. But that's just speculation, guys. I'm speculating. This is the talking news portion. This is where we talk about it. We give our ideas. I read your ideas. The point is, he didn't have long to hide her body if, in fact, he killed her. So let's think of other things that you can dispose a body pretty well, and that's by cremation, for lack of better terms. And you can dissolve a body. So you can dissolve a body in a garbage can or something like that with chemicals in about 3 hours, is what I've read. You can also cremate a body in about 6 hours or so. I mean, it depends on the heat, the circumstance, but that's just average time. But police didn't find evidence, really. They found 2 burn pits, but I don't think, I haven't seen the pictures of the burn pits. All I've seen is a burned log, and that just isn't enough to cremate a body. Police are not sharing much with us, so therefore you can't really speculate very accurately, if there's a such thing. But you can, kind of guess what went on. Okay, guys, I need to shut this down. I'm taking a break today. I'm tired. These stories have taken a lot of my time. I may not get up with your comments like I usually do the next few days. We'll see how I feel because I'm getting a little overwhelmed because these stories have been back to back, and there's other videos I've made I can't load until I get confirmation. And one of them is on Miss Watkins, the girl that drowned in Lake Wiley. We're waiting on confirmation that that was her that they found, and then I'll load that video. But guys, tell me what you think in the comments below, and after I take a little bit of a break, I'll come back and check all that out. First of all, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, very much. And hopefully we're going to find out where Andreen is, because I really hope, for the family's sake, that's the most important thing. That's why I push these stories, is for the families, for the communities. They deserve justice. And if we're pushing these stories, that means that we're showing interest. If we show interest, then they'll keep trying. You know, the police will keep trying. So, but anyways, guys, I'm cutting it short. But before I do, I'm going to leave you with a clip from one of my most favorite anchor guys out there.
His wife's disappearance for the first time since his arrest.
Would you like to say anything to us?
Ken's 5 tracked down Andre McDonald, who's now on house arrest. He was released from jail today. His wife disappeared a month ago, and investigators fear she has been murdered. All new tonight, Eyewitness News reporter Henry Ramos went face-to-face with the prime suspect.
This is Henry with Channel 5.
Seconds later, Andre McDonald answers the door.
Would you like to say anything to us?
He has been in jail for nearly a month. Deputies say he had something to do with his wife's disappearance. Andreen hasn't been seen or heard from since March 1st. She is believed to be dead. With the door barely cracked, here's the only thing he told me.
No comments right now, just nothing. Relax.
He told me he has no comment and was just relaxing. Before we tracked down the Air Force major, he walked out of jail on a lower bond. Here, he didn't say a word to reporters. Andre is on house arrest wearing a GPS monitor and is only allowed to and from work. Today also happens to be his daughter's 7th birthday.
Is there something you would like to say to your daughter?
No, I don't have anything else to say, but thanks.
My thought seeing him was, I wish I could see Andreen walk.
Over the phone is Cheryl Spencer, Andreen's cousin who lives out of state.
Seeing him walking free in the streets of San Antonio, briefly to that car, it was really, really difficult.
Spencer says recently the couple's daughter has been asking where Andreen is, making it difficult for the family. Spencer is hopeful there is new evidence in the case and that Andre starts talking soon.
Henry joins us live outside the Bexar County Jail. Henry, what was his response when you first knocked on the door?
Sarah, at first Andre was hesitant in opening the door, but as you saw, he did. Our encounter was less than a minute, but he allowed me to answer his questions. He allowed me to ask the questions, rather. He was still wearing the same clothes. He was holding a phone. It looks like he was on the phone at the time. He is expected to make another public appearance at his next court date, April 23rd. Sarah?
Okay, before I go, I wanted to go over this one more time. So, court date is April 23rd. We have Patrick Frazie's court date coming up this Friday, I believe. I'm not positive. It's hard to get these dates confirmed, but I believe it is this Friday that Patrick Frazie will go to court. And I guess he'll be entering a plea at this court date. There's just one thing I'd like to say, one other thing, and that is I hope if Andre was to be, if he was possibly watching this, maybe think about your child, the family's pain that they're going through. And maybe, you seem like you could have been a good person, can come forward and relieve that pain. Give the family, some rest. Talking news, guys, and I'll see you later.